Yes, you can start.
So slides are visible.
Yes,
Okay.
we put it on slideshow.
So, so we have practice in that way all only. So we will change.
Actually, it would work in a good way if we put onto the slideshow. The screen would turn out to be a black.
The slides are visible, na?
If you share the whole screen, you can start the slideshow.
Ishan?
Slides are visible?
Yes, they are visible.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everyone. Me, along with my partner Tarahum, are going to present the Harvard Business Review article that is Managing Decisions and How to Tackle Your Toughest Decision. This article is written by John L. Badaracco. He is an American author and a professor of business ethics at Harvard Business School. This article, as the name of the article itself suggests, that this article deals with tough and difficult situations and decisions in life. Moving further, let's see the contents. First, we will discuss the definition of decision making and judgment. Then we will see the components of judgment. Then after that, we will see the 5 questions related to enhance and improve judgment. And then we will discuss a case study in order to know how to tackle a tough decision and get through a gray area situation by using these 5 questions. And then finally, we will conclude our article. So let's start. Decision making. Decision making is an art in which we use on a daily basis and with which we have to deal with every day. Decision making is basically to choose a possible course of action between two or more possible alternatives in order to have a solution. Every person and in every field of life, we need to take decisions. Likewise, a manager also need to take a lot of decisions. So in these decisions, there are some tough decisions or gray area situation which we have to tackle. So in tackling these tough situations and gray area situation, we have to think of all the perspective and all the options that are available before making a final call. Then judgment is the ability to form opinions and make sensible decisions by comparing. Judgment leads us to have a final decision, which is to be assured that is a good one. Judgment is the fusion of 5 things: thinking, feeling, experience, imagination, and character. So let's discuss each one individually. Thinking. Thinking is a very important part of decision making and judgment. Every manager must think deeply and in every situation or before taking any decision. And if that is a tough decision or a gray area situation, then he must use reasoning to have a sound judgment. Then feeling. Feeling self-content and having a good feeling before taking any decision leads to a good outcome. Feeling makes us aware that something unpredicted or undesirable can happen. So we need to be prepared about it. Then there is experience. Experience is also a very important part of decision making and judgment. Experience is basically the practical observation of facts and figures. Experience tells us that experience builds up more confidence that leads us to have a good judgment and that leads us to tackle tough decisions. Then fourth one is imagination. Imagination, being a force here and being able to create new ideas helps a manager in order to get through the gray area situation. Then finally, character. Having a good character and having good ethics can lead to have a sound judgment. Moving further, let's see the 5 questions that is related to enhance and improve our judgment. The first question is, what are the net consequences of all my options? Which means that a manager should consider all his options and then see that what is the outcome that can be achieved by using these options. The second question is, what are my core obligations? That performing every duty as good as possible. The third question is, what will work in the world as it is? Which means not thinking selfishly and thinking with a broader perspective. The fourth question is, who are we? It means taking decision as perfect as possible for the welfare of others. And the fifth question is, what can I live with? It means being firm on the decision which we have chosen. Now I will call my partner Tarahum to lead further and elaborate these 5 questions more deeply. Thank you.
Thank you, Zishan, for giving us an overview about the article. Moving on to the question part, the first question is, what are the net and net consequences? To answer this question, we should first understand what is the part that is analyzation. We should first thoroughly examine and analyze the situation, and thus we should take the decision according to the situation available options. We should we should consider all the available options, suggestion, ideas, and the alternatives, because different choices can lead you to the different roads. Gathering resources, we should not assume, rather than we should work on the on the practical grounds what are available, and we should concern the expertise and the advisors, and you yourself then decide what is to get happen at that place. Clarity, you should be clear enough about what is to be done and your ideas, because your decision can severely impact other person, even in a good manner or in the bad manner. Dynamism basically means change. So you should plan you should plan your decision making tree, and thus list out all the potential norms, and if required to change, you should plan your you should change your decision in if required. Coming to the second question, that is, what are core obligations? Answering this question, you should first understand what are the duties and responsibilities. As everyone has his duties and responsibilities, being a parent, a child, a guardian, an employee, a teacher, everyone has his or a responsibility. Safeguard. We need to perform our obligations, but with performing our obligations, we should also safeguard the dignity of our fellow men and women, and thus we should understand that their dignity should not be clash with the decision we have made. Finding solutions, we should find out the solution, and the suitable solution should be taken if there's a conflict between the decision made and the dignity of the person. Pros and directly talk to the people who have been affected by your decision, whether in a good manner or in the bad manner. Next question. World as it is. You should know about the vision. You should be in a clear manner, and not in a pragmatic way. Pragmatic way basically means you should not see the world as you want to, but in the way actually it is. Unpredictable. There is nothing called predictable and be sure about in this world, and in this situation like this, sound plans can turn out to be a bad one, and the bad plans can turn out to be an amazing one. Plans, you should have a set of plans. If for say that your plan is not working and the consequences are turning out to be the bad one, you should certainly switch to the next plan. Risk and result. As with every plan, there are certain risks and results. You should certainly observe all the risks that have been with your plans, and you should know that who wants what and how hard can he work to achieve that aim. Who are we? And An old African saying, I am because we are. This means that we are interrelated and interconnected to each other. Our plan can severely impact other people. Aristotle said, man is by nature a social animal. That means if a person is thinking about only himself, then he is just like an animal. And if a person thinks about everyone, he works with the lens of the humanity. What really matters to your team, company, community, culture is the most important question. What matters to a person while taking the decision? Of all the paths you might choose in this gray area, what would best express what your organization stands for? Because the decision taken by the organization will surely impact the life of the employee. The last question is living with your decision. In this, it is said good judgment relies on two things. One is understanding, and second is values and experiences. Once a choice is being made, we have to live with its consequences no matter what. We need to stick and be firm on what we have decided without thinking whatsoever the consequences might be. What matters most and what matters less. You should be well known about your priorities, who matters most to you and what matters less to you. How you can figure out what you can live with. In this, the author says you should not have conversation with other people again and again. You should instead sit in a room and imagine that you are talking to your close one or your close mentor and explaining that why are you taking such sort of decision, and justifying that you're capable enough to tackle the situation if needed. So after this, there is a part of case study. Over to you, Disha.
Thank you, Tarahum. Now we will discuss a case study in order to know that how to tackle a difficult decision or how to get through a gray area situation by using these 5 questions that we have discussed above. This case study is basically about 2 characters, Becky Friedman, a manager, 27 years old, and Derry Fletcher, an employer or team member, 15 years senior to her. Friedman is very dissatisfied with the performance of Fletcher. She is thinking of giving him a performance rating of 2.5 instead of dropping it from 3.5 and sending him to a performance improvement plan, that is PIP, a road to dismissal. But her thinking changed and the story takes a 180-degree turn when 2 of the vice presidents turned out to be the friends of Fletcher, and they defend him and question her management. Now Friedman had entered a gray area situation and she felt stuck. So she turned herself to the 5 questions. So now what are the options of Friedman? Either she should stick to the plan that she was firstly decided, or she should abandon it, or find a middle ground and their consequences. She reminded her of all the duties and evaluated the practical realities of her organization and thought what really matters in life. She was also thinking that if she stick to the plan, then she even get dismissed from the organization by the VPs. Not only she was thinking about herself, but she was also thinking about Fletcher, who seemed off balance. She was thinking that how could a drop in performance rating and a possible job loss could affect him. If she abandoned it and choose the option B, then this create a weak image of her in the eyes of the VPs that can stop her in leading in the leadership ranks in the future. If she find a middle ground, like for example, developing opportunities for Fletcher, then this seemed promising, but they had their own risks. So finally, after much deliberation, she thought that she would have a counseling session with Fletcher. She told him that she is going to give him a rating of 2.5 and not put him in PIP. She also told him that he does not have strong technical skills like all the new hires are having nowadays. She concluded that he should work for next few months in the organization and simultaneously look for a new job. She was highly surprised and relieved that the anger of Fletcher for the rating subsided and he was agreeing to her plan. Not only that, he was also been thinking of leaving. So for the next few weeks, he was looking for new positions and finally he joined a new company. So from this case study, we have learned that how Becky Friedman was able to get herself out from the gray area situation and how she was able to tackle the tough decision by using these 5 questions. So now I call my partner Tarahum to conclude. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Zishan. Moving on to the concluding part, the author clearly says when you face a gray area problem, be sure to systematically answer all 5 of the questions and do not skip any question. Each question is equally important, and picking only one is not a favorable option. Taking correct decisions and applying sensible judgment, thinking of everyone is very important, and don't try to be selfish at all. Leadership can be a heavy burden, also compelling and a crucial challenge, because a good leader is the one who thinks about his team and not only about himself. So, job isn't finding solution; it's creating them, relying on your judgment. If you're not able to find any solution, you need to create them. You need to find a solution that has been that is good for your team and everyone. You can't escape that responsibility. You need to stick and be firm at what you have decided, whatever the consequences might be. So this was all from our side. Thank you, everyone. Be safe and be healthy.
All right. Thank you, Tarun, and thank you, Zishan.
Thank you,
Let
sir.
us first move to the next presentation.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Sir, can I share the screen?
Yes.
So my screen is visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Awam and Hari, good morning to everyone. Respected sir and all my dear friends.
Can you
I'm
put it
Mohammad
on the
Salman Khan.
slideshow?
Sir,
It's a bit
it will
small.
be not, sir, it will be not convenient for me. Actually, I'm using on mobile. I'm doing this presentation on mobile.
Okay.
Okay, sir. I'm Mohammad Samnan Khan and my presentation partner Hayat Nurozia going to present the article which was assigned to us. Before we begin the presentation, we should know the article and the writer. The article is Lincoln's and the Art of Transformative Leadership, written by Doris Kearns
Can you open
Goodwin.
your camera? Where are you?
Sir, if I open the camera, then the screen will be not visible. That is the problem, sir, when we are sharing the screen on mobile.
Maybe your partner can share the screen.
She have also some technical issue. That's why she told
Sir,
me
I
to
have some
share the
storage
screen.
issues, so that's why I cannot share my screen.
All right, continue.
Samran, if you can connect from the laptop.
That's my problem. That's I am not able to do that. I tried, but it is happening again and again. That same problem, license issues.
Okay, continue.
Okay. So here you begin. The article is Lincoln's and the Art of Transformative Leadership, which is written by Doris Kearns Goodwin. Well, mainly this article is based on American Civil War, which took place from 1861 to 1865 in order to give right to Black Americans. Among many above personalities, there was one specific personality we would like to discuss as was an article. He was the one who strongly opposed the slavery, we could say that he changed the course of American history and the world somewhat. We should know the person we are talking about. That is 16th President of United States, Abraham Lincoln. As this presentation is about the transformation of US 16th President as a leader, we will be discussing consequences of decisions made by Abe Lincoln which transformed his characteristics. This transformation is what a leader must have to be a perfect guide. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. With this Shakespeare quote, we will be discussing not only the transformation of Lincoln's leadership, but also will be determining what kind of leader Lincoln was. We will also be discussing points about what can be done to become a great leader. Now here we have a characteristic of Abraham Lincoln: acknowledge failure. Now what does this title means? It means that in order to make right decision, one has to accept and acknowledge the failure, as for example mentioned in the slide, that in June 1862, when the army of Potomac suffered a very heavy defeat, Lincoln recalled that summer that the thing had gone from bad to worse. He also said that we must change our tactics, and the next month, that is July, he called for the cabinet meeting. So from these type of incident which occurred, we conclude that Lincoln accepted and acknowledged his failure and defeat. Here we can see the portrayal of Lincoln addressing the cabinet and the people. Now, we have a great and a famous Lincoln speech in which he said, as a fit and a necessary military measures for effecting this object, preservation of the Union, I, as a Commander-in-Chief of the Army and the Navy of the United States, do order and declare that on the first day of January, in year of our Lord 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or states wherein the constitutional authority of the United States shall not then be practically recognized, submitted to and maintained, shall then thenceforward and forever be free. Wow, what a great word said by Abraham Lincoln during the proclamation of the decision. It is more of a single sentence than a speech which turned the course of American history. In this great word, we can also see the language of judicial personality, as Lincoln was a lawyer by profession too. We can see that how strongly Lincoln opposed slavery, as he said, when I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it try on him personally. Well, further on the characteristic number 2, anticipate contending viewpoint. He knew each of the members so thoroughly as he anticipated their responses. He even listened to the member patiently for months. He was even called radical, dictatorial, and factless, and many more disgusting compliments he got from his team members. But he remained calm, stick to his mindset, and stand tall while being in a strong opposition. By the way, from the word tall, Abe Lincoln was 6.4 feet tall, and on that he wear 8-inch tall hat. Wow, what a great personality here. Now coming on to slide number 10, characteristic third, know when to stop and when to move forward. Lincoln knew very well when to make the decisions and when to implement them. The Secretary of State, William Seward, advised Lincoln to wait on the proclamation. He wanted to gain some victory and then declare the proclamation, but Abraham Lincoln listened to him, but he did what he had thought. So this quality shows that he knew when to stop and when to move forward. Now, characteristic number 4 tells us the importance of understanding the emotional need of the team. Lincoln understood his team very well and he treated them accordingly, as seen in the slide. Lincoln always considered his colleagues' heart sentiments and pride. He frequently visited Seward townhouse to pay his respect. He nicknamed his vast secretary Stanton Mars and etc. Many kind of things which Abraham Lincoln used to say to the team members to encourage them. This quality shows that he knew understanding the emotional need of the team. Here we can see Lincoln addressing Secretary Stanton Mars along with general and soldiers. Now let past be past. Now this here is an important quality. Lincoln never let his past, whether it is with the person or with group, affect his decisions. He knew which person is good for the job and how to get him to do it. Lincoln would give his gray-haired subordinate many chances to correct his errors. He made Stanton his vast secretary despite the previous dispute. This led Stanton to love Lincoln and respect him. Now, passing to my partner Hayat Norozia to explain the characteristic further and take over the ship and steer us to the coast. Here you go, screen is all yours, Hayat.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Samnan, for giving us an overview of Lincoln leadership. My name is Hayat Norozia, and I am here to tell you about the qualities of transformative leadership. Transformative leadership is an art It is an approach to change an individual as well as a team. The first and foremost step toward transformative leadership is self-reflection and self-evaluation. Ability to examine yourself to find out how much progress you have made. A person should know their strengths and weaknesses so they can improve themselves. For example, we all have presented previously also. So we have re-evaluated our performance and now we are improving ourselves in this presentation. Truthfulness. The fact of being realistic. Being truthful towards the team is as necessary as being truthful towards oneself. Keen listener and observer. Able to sense slight impression and differences. A leader must know how to judge the opposition's strength so to work upon it and attack on time. Reading public moods. A leader should know what's the demand of a public and should met the demands also. Establish trust. Trust is the building block of strong leadership. Trust is what binds a group of individuals into a team. Process of decision making. Decision making is a complex process coming from planning to execution and everything in between. A leader should know when to step forward and when to hold back, as we have discussed in previous slides too. Powerful and compassionate. A leader on its own self is a powerful person. He has the ability to control and influence. And in that case, a leader is a leader of people with the purpose of helping others. If slavery is not wrong, nothing is wrong, quoted by Abraham Lincoln, showed his compassion towards the people and each and every sex of society. And another quote I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice, quoted by Abraham Lincoln, showed his merciful nature. Confidence. Having strong belief on someone or something. In our childhood days, we have always learned that confidence is a key to success. While giving an examination or test, when we have lack of confidence, we mess up all the things and we have poor performance too. But in case of confidence in our preparation, subconsciously, we perform better. Humble. Humility teaches us to improve and make a positive impact on the world and to the society too. Humility is what shows us where we stand. And when we know where we stand, we will clearly know where to improve further. Patience. Ability to tolerate delay. In between planning and execution, there lies patience. It may be a long term of patience or a short term of patience. But patience is all required to be a great leader. Persistence. While making decision and introducing your scheme to people, it may happen that it would lead to opposition and struggle and conflicts too. But dealing with all those things, we need persistence. Persistence is which will keep us moving forward. Positivity. State of mind that allows you to envision and expect good things. Positivity is a thing that will make us more closer to our goal. But we should always keep in mind that we should not deny the fact that negative too can happen. We should keep balancing between positive and negative aspect. It would help in achieving our goal more further. Conclusion. At last, I want to conclude that this case study showed us how Abraham Lincoln emerged as a transformative leader. A transformative leadership is an approach that causes change in an individual and social systems also. The qualities above mentioned and we have discussed are the patient persistence, or may it be confidence, anything, humbleness, humility. All these are the quality that molds a leader into a transformative leaders. And transformative leaders are the one who changes the society. They are the torch bearer to the people around them and to the system too. That's all from our side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rupam.
Right, thank you, both of you, Samnan and Hayat, for your presentation. All right, so now let us first have a brief round of feedback for all the presenters. So we'll start with the first two presenters, Ishan and Rahul. So, what do you think, Zishan, about your performance, and how do you see that?
So actually, we have practiced a lot before giving the presentation. So I think we were quite understanding that when we have to change the slide and when I have to speak and what's my content and what's Tarahum's content. So I think from my point of view, I think we did a fair enough job.
Right. What about you, Tarun? What do you feel?
Sir, I feel I could have given a little bit like more better.
What? I'm not able to hear you.
Sir, I could have given much more better than what I've given.
So, where do you think are the areas where you need to improve?
Sir, I guess I was not like properly audible to all of you in my second slide.
All right. So, any feedback, any suggestions for Zishan and Rahul? Can we have the earlier presenters to throw some light on the performance?
So I think the performance was good. Of course, there was a problem in the expression sort of thing, but it was overall good performance. More expressive. It could be more expressive.
Thank you, Ganesha.
Okay. Anyone else who would like to maybe give some feedback to both of them so that they may improve on those accounts? Yes, Umar.
Okay. Thank you, Mama.
All right. So overall, I found the presentation good. There was the effort was visible that you had practiced and you had practiced the coordination. I guess Zishan is using laptop and Rahum is using a mobile phone.
Yes, sir.
So that's the difference which we can observe, and 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 that's the difference in the voice clarity also because of that. Uh, Both of you have good command over language, and that itself adds lot to the confidence, and we can see that both of you were confident on that part. There were few things which I noted. For example, maybe Zishan was very expressive. He was using his hands, and there was a distance between him and the screen also, uh, camera also. So the hands were visible also. But like what Umama said, they were not completely visible. So it looks like that only one hand was moving sometimes and all. However, he had an open posture. That is important. And in fact, once, say, for example, we see you in the physical setting, that how your whole body posture is, and we can like more elaborate on those aspects, and where there is things which are distracting, and there things which are actually helping you. But just for your own sake, maybe you can just see yourself while speaking in front of a mirror, or ask someone close to you to observe, and then they may comment on that. That can be a very good point for you to work on.
Okay.
Second is that maybe in your part, in Zishan, your part, you could have used more examples, because like what it looked, basically there were a lot of ideas in your content, and you people only use one case study at the end, and to describe what are gray areas and all. But if you are explaining a lot of these concepts from the start, maybe you can use very small examples. I'm not saying that you use full situations or cases from the word go, but you can use like gray areas like this, or something when you're talking about analysis, or say 4 options. So you can give us very small situation that usually we do that. We have to go out for something, and we have to attend a funeral or something, like there is the choice we have, and so what kind of data analysis we do. So that's these small examples which are very close to us and which all of us can identify with. So that you can use more often in your presentation to make it more effective. The third point which I noted in your overall in both of your presentation was the transition between the slides. Okay, so that was not smooth. So you can work on that smooth transition, maybe from one idea to another idea. Okay, and I'll come to the second presenters of the next presentation also, and that is what I noticed in both the presentations today. Okay, so that you are discussing one idea and the new slide comes and you said, okay, you take the heading. You first what is the heading, and then you. So that's not a smooth transition. A presentation has to be like a flow from your idea, from one idea to another, and that is what you have to practice. And overall, it was good. But if you keep these things in mind, I think you will improve a lot, and it will be like a performance like this and a performance like. So next time, I hope that you people take note of this and you practice these in mind.
Thank you.
Next, let us come to the next two presenters. So Samnan, what do you think?
Sir, although I try my best to extract the valuable part from the article to present, but the thing is where I lack just to express my expression of the video that I'm not able to show. If I express this presentation with a video, then definitely it will be good, more good.
Okay, so any suggestions for Samnan?
Yeah, I think the tone he used was really expressive, because without video also we were able to get to his idea. He was using a really good tone. So if video would have been there, then it would have been excellent performance.
Thank you, Kanishka, for your feedback.
So there is a comment on the natural accent. Maybe what you were. Maybe you can use more natural accent. That's what one of the comments says. Any other feedback for Samnan? Okay, let us move to the next presenter. Hayat, what do you think?
Yes, sir. What I think is we as a team could have done better. Our transition was not as smooth as it should be.
Okay. So what do you think are the specific areas where you could improve?
So first and foremost was that we should have had a better setup, and then the transition, and we should have have had more practice.
Do you want to add anything to it, Samnan?
Sir, I think this is one of the major reasons where we lack, and people are thinking about this. That transaction is just because of we don't have a proper setup, and I have a laptop. But the thing is, just days before, I feel some conveniency to share the slide on there. So I told her that I'll share the PPT on mobile, and let's see how it will work.
Okay. So first thing is about the technical glitches and about the issues. Not technical glitches. Actually, it was you already knew that this is because of your issues. Okay. However, I would say that for a business student, for a student of MBA, such kind of things does not suit you. That's my for everyone, not just you two. But if you give these kind of things that, okay, my laptop was not working and all these things, that you are a business student. Remember this, what course you are in. Okay. So you are supposed to find solutions for others, business solutions for others. You are not supposed to give excuses or problems. You don't have to list the problems for others. Okay. So as as an MBA student, your attitude should always be to solve problems. Okay, that's the first thing in the attitude. There will always be some issues or the other. There will always be some problems or other in every situation. And sometimes, yes, we may be. It may happen at a very at the moment where you are not prepared. That is fine. Okay, but because you already knew 2-3 days back that this is, you don't have this, you don't have that. So then also, if you are not able to find a solution, then I think that is a problem. Okay. So
Definitely, it's counted as an excuse, sir.
What?
Definitely, it is counted as an excuse only.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That if you knew 2-3 days back, you should have done something about it. Okay. Not left things to like, okay, jo bhi hoga dekha jayega. So that is what that's what I would say for all the students. That your attitude should always be to find solutions first. Okay.
Perfect.
Now, coming to your performance as such, I liked your style as such, that you wanted to be, you started on a very high pitch. And in fact, that is what I really liked about Samnan's starting of that presentation, because to get the audience, the attention of the audience, you need to do something today. Because now everybody is involved in something or the other. We all know, distracted by a lot of things. And you need to make them attentive. So, and you can do a lot of these things. And so high pitch is one. So you start by something. Like I've seen a lot of trainers coming in, good morning, and they will shout good morning, and everyone, okay, what kind of good morning it is. So that happens. So it was good start. Your overall style, I would say that it was, you tried to be entertaining, and you tried to be like using quotes and all these things. So it was good. Yes, however, this transition was not that smooth. We would have loved to see that more smoother transition. In case of Hayat, what I really liked about your presentation, that you were using we should do that. And in fact, I noted this in Trahum's presentation, that you were using a lot of you should do that. Okay, so that should, because you are giving a presentation, your orientation as such should be when you are giving to your classmates. Okay, so because we are all learning together. We are learning a new concept. We are learning something new. So we should be the norm. Okay, not you should do that. It's not that we are prescribing others. It's that we are learning it together. Okay. So in that sense, I found that Hayat was good, that she incorporated this we. However, she looked very serious, and sometimes looked like she was just reading from the slide. So, but again, in Hayat's presentation, I found that that the difference between Samnan and Hayat, the article was the same, but the examples. Samnan used a lot of examples. Hayat used very few examples, and just at the end, one quote was there. But there were a lot of things like being confident and being all these things. So maybe just supplement it with some example, not just from the life of Abraham Lincoln, but from anyone. Okay. So to make it more concrete, I would say. So again, transitioning from one idea to another, and from slides. Basically, that you have to practice overall. So in terms of confidence, yes, everyone, all the 4 presenters today were equally good. And I overall liked both the presentations. But there are some small things, if we can do it, I think there will be a marked improvement and in the overall performance. And I hope that by any chance you get next time, you people will take note of the feedback and improve on those accounts.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you all the 4.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.